Hey guys, welcome back. On this episode of Rattle Predicts the Future, we have Liquid Marketplace with a little update. I entirely called this one coming a mile away. This is what's going on. We got a little issue here. We got the PSA 10 illustrator, the Logan Paul illustrator. Yes, that illustrator that wasn't supposedly a real 10 was submit multiple times to get a 10 that replaced the fake case, the G.I. Joe case that was supposed to go on Liquid Marketplace, but no longer was going on there because someone made some videos about how fake it was and they had to find a replacement. Now, before we get into this, remember, all my opinion based on the information that I have gathered. Pause this if you need to read it. We got the disclaimer as per usual with this type of video. And let's read through this email first of all. So this confused the people. This confused me. But even more, confused the people that purchased tokens. Remember tokens. We'll get into the tokens that were never even really created for this until I made a video about how they weren't created. We're going to cover a lot of details. We're going to catch everyone up. There is a playlist if you want to know everything in extensive, ridiculous kind of the process of the entire thing exposing itself from the inside out. But for anyone who has a 2-minute attention span, just know that the fake case was supposed to go on Liquid Marketplace. It didn't. The whole plan kind of fell apart. Everyone involved was Liquid Marketplace, and it looks like it might have been fabricated from the get-go by Liquid Marketplace and those people in order to put something into a vault where they would never have to actually sell it. Now, yes, that is probably the worst of the worst, selling fractional shares of something that is not an actual thing. I guess it's kind of very close to NFTs, right? You're selling, except this is a little bit more deceptive. Now, I've said from the get-go, there's a lot of bad things that can go on here. It just reeked of bad things. And my God, does it ever. We got this notification that was sent out to people. It says an email with no subject, very professional, from Liquid Marketplace with no avatar, extremely, extremely professional. We have buyout live vote is now over. Your asset is bought out. So there's no information on who bought it, when they bought it, how much they bought it for, what's going on here. But I would imagine it's probably going back to Logan. If I had to guess where this thing was going back to, it's probably him. We'll discuss the reasons for that in this video. Again, this is going to be a huge recap. We're going to go through why this is important, why I call this coming a mile away. It says, hey, blank. The buyout live vote has ended for PSA 10 1998 Pokemon Pikachu Illustrator Holo, and token holders have decided to accept the buyout offer of value. Well, this is a token holder. Why don't they know what's going on? Is it because there was a little bit of flexibility in how many tokens could be retained, in tokens that were held back, in any of the, we'll go through the details, but it's looking like the sham is sham wowing here right towards the end. This is like the we're pulling out here towards the end. Trading has been halted indefinitely for this item. All tokens of PSA 10 1998 Pokemon Pikachu Illustrator Holo have been removed from your Liquid Marketplace account. Within 7 business days, you will receive USD funds equal to price per token, multiplied by the number of tokens you owned. So that's the thing. Remember when Rattle, back in the day, he called it, he was like, oh my God, I shouldn't talk to myself about myself, at myself. I shouldn't refer to myself in the third person. It's cringe. But what I was saying was, if somebody can own the majority of the tokens, whether they hold those tokens back, whether they have permission, special permission to have more tokens, to have the majority of the tokens, and they just wait until the token price is fucking nothing, guess what? They can just buy their own item back at a fraction of the price. Whoop-de-doo. And it's not like it was going anywhere. As long as all these initial items that were on the site were all Liquid Marketplace affiliated people. Everyone was like listed on the website from what I can tell. Maybe there was items from elsewhere, but the majority of these items seem to be coming from the people that were on the website, people that were co-founders, people that had titles at the company itself. So if they wanted to play some shenanigans, run the company into the ground, intentional or not, and then buy their stuff back, it seems like a pretty good opportunity to do so. Now, on the same end of things, it seems like the company just imploded on itself, but also they've received a ton of funding from investors. So it seems like the biggest part of the scam here, yes, there were a ton of people that bought tokens that had issues. I don't know if you can retrieve this money or not. There was like, you had to take it out in US funds. There was a bunch of fees associated with it. For some reason, something that was so crypto and blockchain related, you couldn't just take your stuff out in crypto. You had to take it out, and then there was conversions because it was out in Canadian dollars. And if you could even remove any of the money that you put into the thing at a giant loss, the funds will be deposited into your Liquid Marketplace account. Good luck getting them out. So I don't know. The website at one point in time, I'm not even sure how long it was down, but it was completely down for the longest time. Like it's essentially just a shell of what it was. I mean, it seemed like it was a shell to begin with, but thank you for submitting your vote. They did not vote. According to the users that received this, they didn't vote on it. So this is with warm regards, Liquid Marketplace support team. Congratulations, you guys got shafted. If you did not perform this activity, please contact us immediately at support@Liquid Marketplace. So I don't, as far as I know, anyone and everyone involved in this, probably other than the people that own the majority of the tokens. Again, I don't think the tokens on any of these items sold out. That's my opinion. That's just based on the fact that it looks like the company from just looking at the social media, just looking at the Discord that had 10 people in it when they were giving away stuff, just looking at the Discord, like live chat Q&As, where they had they struggled to get double-digit people in there asking questions, and even the Discord kind of turned on them at one point. Now, would you believe it or not? You know how I like to talk about some false flags. It turns out when you cover bad actions or things that people don't want you to see, you get a lot of these. You get a lot of false flags on YouTube. And guys, believe me, when Ryan tried his very best to remove my videos, again, I'm looking to share any and all information. He is welcome to talk to me. He is welcome to come on the channel, just like anyone else. Anything else that I cover, if he wants to come on and explain himself, he did at one point in time. He got angry and he threatened to hang up the call when I asked him any difficult questions. But if he would like to clear the air and tell us how Liquid Marketplace is not a scam, he's welcome to come on again. Come on, Ryan. Apparently he told Shine that I could call him and ask him about stuff, but then he complained that it was too late at night, and then the next day he didn't want to talk to me at all. I'm not really sure. He doesn't want to talk. He wants to pretend he wants to talk, from what I can tell, in my opinion. Guys, all my opinion. So here's what those complaints look like. He's trying to say that it is copyright infringement because I showed their website on my YouTube video, and that is my apologies, but that seems like the fairest of fair use. That is an absolute ridiculous claim. YouTube didn't do anything about it, but oftentimes YouTube does get it wrong, and that's why we have the channels, affiliate links, and affiliate codes. Save yourself some money. This is all stuff I recommend anyway. This is the best way to support the channel. Doing this stuff allows me to make videos. And if my videos get removed, if they get false flagged, if someone has a lawyer contact YouTube, they get the videos removed, whoop-de-doo, it's okay. We're going to be all right. We got these bad boys over here. Thank you for everyone and anyone that has been using them. Now, the website itself is, okay, it's on and off with how much of a disaster it is, but you can see here that we no longer have the Logan Paul stuff well, we do have articles. We reference articles with Logan Paul, but we don't have Logan Paul on the website itself. Remember, Ryan tried to explain that, like, it seemed like they were paying Logan to be on there. Maybe Logan didn't want to be associated anymore. He had it in all of his stuff at the beginning, and then all of a sudden he wanted to distance himself. Then when I pointed out, they put him back on there. I can't remember exactly. They didn't want him to be too associated with it or something. But if he was the actual, like, co-founder, like they were letting on, then why would he really be charging them for advertising? Wouldn't he just want to be on the website because he wants it to be successful if he's co-founding this thing and if he's got his items on this thing and they want them to actually sell to any extent? All right, so these have probably changed at some point in time. Last updated in 2022. I can't remember what the first update was, but we have a lot of at our discretion in the old terms of service. We're not going to read through all of these. I did read through them initially, but essentially there's a lot of we can change the rules if we want to, which is a huge conflict of interest, because if you're changing the rules and it's your items that you're selling and you own the platform and you're trading on the platform that you know all of the background, all the stuff in the background, you can withhold tokens, you can play around with everything that other normal users do not have the advantage of doing so. So it's pretty gross. It's pretty gross. So yeah, it turns out if we want to use the website, we could basically here let's go to drops. We can go to drops. It doesn't load. It was loading yesterday or the day before, but then when you clicked into the items, they wouldn't load. So that's a huge thing. Ryan said it was a glitch, or it was a problem that they were going to address, that like you wouldn't have access to stuff if you don't log in. When you do log in, it likes to just go blank screen every now and then. But we can at least go to the dashboard. We can go to the offerings. We can go to the here. I guess it's going to close my account if I don't complete my profile. I mean, all of this stuff should be publicly available, whether you're logged in or not. What's the disadvantage? What's the problem with people being able to see what's going on here? Is it because people would figure stuff out? I mean, you can make an account anyway. You might have to add. Maybe they'll make it so you have to add tokens eventually. So if we go to offerings, if we go to marketplace and we go to choose asset, we can see that now with the logged out version a couple days ago, you can actually see what the offerings were, what the drops were, but you couldn't click into them. It would just kind of brick itself. Now, I guess this is an improvement over the previous, I guess, iteration where it was just the website was just completely dead, completely non-existent. Now the illustrator is, we got to pay attention. The illustrator is here. Again, this is a lot of the same cards. This is a lot of the same. So the website is barely functional. Not that it matters, because I think at this point in time, people have given up trying to get stuff out. If we go to marketplace, if we go to, okay, we got to do this quick because it's going to blank the screen here on us. We have 0.01. So again, we're like, what did it start at? 10? Was it 10 cents? I'll have to go check. But we're at a fraction of what it was before. So if somebody put their item on there and was able to buy it out, and it's all at their discretion at whether or not they're allowed to buy out or not, and then with the special permission where Logan was able to retain more of this than the average person was supposed to when they consign, I think it was 20%, but Logan was able to keep like 60% of this, which means if there's ever a vote at any time, you don't get to, you have zero input. Now, I think it was probably even more than that was held back because, again, the amount of interactions they have on Instagram, the amount of users that they have in Discord, the amount of active users that they have in Discord indicate, like, the shit just bricked again on me. Anyway, let's go through some of the details and piece this bad boy together. So here we can see co-founder at Liquid Marketplace. He's talking about his Prime, which is fucking disgusting, in my opinion. Pretty awful. Fake sugar is the worst sugar. And then we had the reference to Dink Doink. So this is like Dink Doink, where Logan was pretending he had nothing to do with it, but he did have something to do with it. And then we had CryptoZoo, which I think people are still owed money. He said he was going to pay people back, but then he kind of half-ass paid people back on it. A lot of the same shit. Again, it's all, is it NFT? Is it crypto related? And then we have Liquid Marketplace again. So when we get into the buyouts, again, it's at their discretion. It's like, oh, if you have 80%, then we can make a decision to do it or not. I don't believe that more than 20% of this sold to real customers. I think a large percentage of it was going to be retained regardless by Logan. Like, why would Logan wants, again, he's going to pay, or he's going to buy this thing for $3.5 million. He didn't buy it for $3.5 million. It sounds like he didn't buy it at all, according to Shine, who was the person that supposedly sold it to him. They were just going to have him put it on there. So I guess best case scenario for them, the best look for them is the fact that they faked a $3.5 million sale so they could put this on a platform and sell fractional shares of it. Meanwhile, he's going to keep the majority of those tokens, the tokens that were not even minted. Like, holy moly. The holes in this entire thing. But again, their terms and conditions are going to allow them to fuck people over. It's at their discretion. Over and over again, it says at their discretion in there. So yes, if you were going to consign an item, maybe you can only keep 20%. Maybe Logan can keep 60%. I mean, I don't believe that any of these items, any of these high-end items sold anywhere close to it. I don't think they had enough people. There were people that put money into it. Absolutely. Those people got shafted. They couldn't take their money out. And again, they admitted to holding back tokens. They admitted to a lot of stuff accidentally when you put all the pieces together. And there's like 19 videos here, guys. So we're going to try and cover a lot of this. But if you want it in just ridiculous detail, you'll have to go there. We have the liquid. We have the replacement. So the fake case, the G.I. Joe case, the famous G.I. Joe case. And it's kind of a shame that more people aren't watching this, because I don't think anyone really got scammed with the G.I. Joe case. I don't think anyone, well, other than the fact that they spent a bunch of money kind of fabricating, in my opinion, spent a bunch of money trying to make it look like it was legitimate, and some reputations that were burned pretty badly, because again, if they had to like fake it till you make it, then yeah, a lot of people looked pretty stupid. But it is my belief and my opinion that from top to bottom, everyone knew that that thing was fake. Everyone involved knew that thing was fake, and it was supposed to go on Liquid Marketplace. And with Liquid Marketplace having control over the fact that no one could ever open it, no one could ever buy it out, because if they retained enough of this item, the $3.5 million item, then voila, what do you think happens? They sell a bunch of tokens on G.I. Joe cards with, the impression that it is a first edition base sealed case. And they put wrap on it. They BPCE'd the living hell out of that bitch bastard. Now, this guy here, the PSA 10 illustrator, there's like the whole history of this bad boy. Yes, I did cover what was going on with that. We got old pictures of it. Essentially, it was a 9 before. This is back in its 9 days, when it was a 9 multiple times. And this was before PSA really even gave a crap about Pokemon. So this was like, I can't remember exactly what it was probably like $7. It was single-digit dollars in order to regrade this thing. I know, wild. Can you imagine what you'd have to pay? Well, I don't know. Sometimes PSA or the grading companies make exceptions for expensive cards because they want to be the ones that have them graded. So maybe they don't charge you, they don't upcharge you for it, or they make special exceptions, or they give you a hefty discount. But this is the Logan Paul illustrator back when it was hanging out with a slice of pizza, and it is known to have some defectiveness, which it's still a beautiful card. It's still probably one of the most, I guess, the best condition illustrator cards in existence. We've seen a bunch of these pop up recently. Seems like there's just lots of extra copies hopping around. But yeah, that's what that is. And this was the replacement for the G.I. Joe case. The G.I. Joe case that I think was by design from bottom to top with the J-Boys. Was going to go on Liquid Marketplace to fool people into buying shares of something that wasn't what it was. Now, here's Logan Paul on the website before, back when he was heavily involved. We had the Meet the Team. I guess we got to have a Min. We got to have Logan Paul. Remember a Min? He was there at the fake case opening as well. So they kind of like tried to sweep it under the rug, like, oh yeah, we don't talk about the fake case. We never mind the fact that a bunch of people, even if we didn't have bad intentions, even if it wasn't our intention to screw people over with it, we could have screwed people over with it accidentally. I think they had the intention of screwing people over with it, but form your own opinion. You guys do your research, do what you got to do. Listen, Ryan, if Ryan would like to talk about any of this stuff outside of the little phone call that we had where he threw a tantrum, he is welcome to do so on his platform, on my platform. If you'd like to talk to me about any of this stuff instead of false flagging my videos, then he's welcome to do so. Now we have Ryan's Instagram account here where he is selling or he's showing off, I guess in this one, his Neo Genesis First Edition booster box. And at this point in time, I guess this is part of his collection. You would think that there'd be some kind of sentimental value. The seal, I haven't even looked at the seal and stuff like that on this bad boy. And I believe these posts are deleted now at this point. Also, he has me blocked, so there's that. There's that. Now, this is the one that ended up, they did a box break, or they tried to do a box break, but they couldn't sell the packs at like normal price, which is pretty funny that they have this platform where he could have sold fractional shares of this thing, and I called him out on that, that he was selling this. So apparently this was to raise funds for the company that could use those funds. A company with a bunch of employees, a bunch of money that was sunk in by investors, troubled company who seems to be in even more trouble now. But at the same time, we have Ryan spending just a disgusting amount of money on flights, on vacations, on trophy ladies, on sports cars, and everything of the sort. Now, we had Ryan who agreed to do a little chat with me, and that is this video here. So if you haven't seen this, it's pretty classic. He throws a little bit of a tantrum here when I start asking him about like Dink Doink and all this other shit, and how that has he's like, no, that has nothing to do with it. Well, it kind of does. Your main feature for this thing is the fact that it's Logan Paul backed. You would think that you'd want to talk about or distance yourself from those those other sketchy things that he's done with in the NFT space, those sketchy things that he's involved with. If he got screwed over, you probably want to talk to that to some extent. Then we have Liquid Marketplace back when they were pretending to buy a consignment business or acquire a consignment business, but it really just belonged to Karn Rai, who was part of Liquid Marketplace already. This was like 1,000 feedback eBay account. It wasn't you can call it a consignment business or company if you want to, but again, it was small leaks. Like, I barely sell stuff on eBay, and I have 1,000 feedback. It's good. It's a pretty good accomplishment, but I wouldn't consider myself a consignment company or like a big seller of any kind. That's like over years and years, which this also was. I think it was like 10-year-old account with 1,000 feedback. So them pretending to acquire it, and then I talked to Karn, and Karn said that they didn't acquire it. It was some kind of deal that they had together. Yes, we're talking about the same Karn who is currently working with Tag Canada, so we'll see how that goes. So when I did talk to Karn, he wanted to kind of distance himself from it. He claims that he won't give me any numbers about if he made money or lost money or any of that stuff. He wants to claim that he could have made more money on his PSA 10 Illustrator. I don't know if he could have. I don't know if he did. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if they paid him off. I don't know if they slid him some money with the consignment part of things. I have no idea what's going on there. But Karn, if you would think if he had nothing to do with it, about any of the shady stuff, that he would want to talk about how, like, he doesn't want to talk about how Ryan's buying sports cars and trophy girls and jewelry and flowers and all kinds of shit. So to me, that doesn't look good. So we have Karn here. This is him explaining that he could have made more. He's got Tag writing that he's an investor in the company. Again, Tag is just, it's reeking. It's reeking real bad. They got Karn from Liquid Marketplace. And I mean, the Tag is welcome to talk to me about any of it. If they would like to clear the air, if Karn would like to show us that he didn't have any of the bad things to do with like what Liquid Marketplace has done to their customers, to their investors. I mean, there's a lot of these investors that are taking legal action. Customers as well. I would imagine that it will do the same. It'll be the same thing as like the Dink Doink and the Crypto Zoo stuff, where it'll be probably some kind of class action lawsuit, but then also the investors on the investor end of things, where there's more money kind of tied up in their own personal means that might be worth them going after them on their own. Now we have what used to be. Here we had a little comparison. I probably have the original picture somewhere where it had like all of them on here, but we had a lot of employees on here, some listings down below for job positions that never changed at any point in time, and even here we had people that were advertised on the website that were no longer with the company, but they were still shown on the website because they didn't want to look like they didn't have any employees anymore. Now, pretty important stuff. We have the trophy girl number 1. From what I've been told, what I've been shown, she got replaced. She was a little bit jealous that she got replaced by trophy number 2 that we'll take a look at later on. No offense to the trophy women out there, but try to avoid sketchy dollars if you're going to be a trophy wife. Avic. Here we have, this was a nice little, this is like a dead set sign that like the Liquid Marketplace did not have the user base that it was claiming, whether they were fake accounts. These items, I can almost, I don't want to guarantee anything, but these items were not selling out. They had basically people, they had to bribe people essentially with raffle entries by giving like Google reviews, and they still barely got any. Like the people using this is back on the platform when people still had a hope, a dream, a chance at them doing something correct. Now we have, how long ago was this? September 6, 2023, where we have the chat system, which was supposed to come out, which never has to my knowledge. Again, they like to hide the amount of likes and stuff on this stuff, but again, they're claiming that they have this giant platform that they can sell out these giant cards, and they can barely, like, how many does this have? It has 2 comments. It has 2 comments, and you don't even have to scroll to see how many likes are on it. This one here, 2 comments. Let's check out the likes. Again, they can kind of hide the likes. Again, we got like 2 pages of likes. Here we have 0 comments. And again, like, you're going to get bot likes too that are just like non-existent. We got Kanto chart. We got, again, it's like people that worked with them and some other people that are just probably blindly liking things, whether it's real accounts or not. And it's no different if you scroll. You can keep scrolling all the way down here. Other than like some like big like Logan Paul ones, there's just no one that even gives a crap. So here we have one page. So we click the plus and there's no more. So we can scroll slightly to see one extra comment here on an Illustrator post. This is a PSA 8. I know it's not the 10, but PSA 8 Illustrator post. And this is how many likes we have. So yeah, again, whether or not the actual followers, they probably did giveaways and stuff like that too in order to get this number up, but like just under 30,000 followers. And it doesn't look like a real account to me. That's just what I'm saying, what I'm thinking. If you can't hit 100 likes on stuff that has like big cards and exciting stuff, like a lot of these they hid. Like if you look here, one comment. Well, this is like stupid crap where they were trying to like make a wall of things. All of this stuff they hid the likes and stuff on it. They got 3 comments on that. And I get it. It's not necessarily, you're not going to have everyone that uses the platform that's buying the tokens that are going to comment on this stuff, but it all kinds of, the Discord itself, there was like 10 people that were actively trying to like hold on hope to this stuff. And they probably spent a lot of money on tokens, and they probably lost a lot of money on tokens. Now we have Avic here who says that they do hold stuff back, which is a problem because they were giving some away. They're holding some back. There's probably some that don't sell. We'll take a look later at some of the big accounts, and namely the big accounts, especially Shine's account, where the numbers don't make a whole lot of sense on their gamer score or their token score, their trading score, their liquid marketplace score, whatever you want to call it. At this point in time, during this video here, we have, I guess Ryan is frustrated with the Discord. Again, the Discord people that were in there, the 10 people that are showing up to the Q&A, those are the only people that believe in the platform at this point. They have money tied up in it, and they're concerned that their money is lost. Just in case anyone needs a reminder, Ryan does not have the money for like the Porsches, the crazy cars that are going on, the crazy vacations, the crazy flights, the crazy everything that he's spending on. He was paving. He was paving things for his dad's company. He had his own company that I guess was like a spin-off company of that. I don't know. He probably used a lot of the same resources. Maybe he learned how to pave driveways from his dad, and then he was paving stuff too. But essentially, there's like reviews of showing like Ryan was like working right up beforehand. So now, the tokens, the tokenization that Ryan on his interviews, talking to me, talking to anyone, said was, it's so important. It's so damn important that these tokens are made because it's on the blockchain. It makes it more official. It makes it more, it's the technology that's required. Otherwise, like, what's the point? What if you're not going to create the tokens? What's the point of spending tokens? Is it just hype buzzword kind of nonsense? Or is it the fact that it costs money to do this, so you didn't do it? So on this video here, what was this? 1 year ago, December 23rd, 2022. We called them out because they did not even mint the tokens for the PSA 10 Illustrator. Like, the most important card on the platform, the one that you pumped the most, the one that replaced the fake case with the G.I. Joes in it. You didn't even mint the tokens for it. Holy shit. And then after the video, you can see here on the update, after I make a video pointing it out, they mint the tokens. Like, you can't write this. It shows the age, and they still bothered to do it. Again, the tokens are so expensive. They're so important. That's why they're charging fees for the gas fees and everything else. I mean, you could just save yourself from those fees and just not have that. Maybe they're just a little bit more concerned that there's more regulation around if they're just taking money and they're putting it in the bank, rather than if they're selling tokens and then you don't get your tokens back, another layer or something. So here we have, this is the Shine clip that if you guys haven't heard it, you're going to want to hear it. Let's listen to it, essentially saying that the case was supposed to go on Liquid Marketplace. And again, I think the case, because the Pokaju, I think everyone else that was taking private jets and whatever to get this case, to bring it to BBCE, I think they were all in on the fact that it was G.I. Joe's inside. I think that's the most important takeaway, is not that Logan didn't get scammed. Logan never paid $3.5 million. He was never going to pay $3.5 million, according to Shine. Yeah, they were going to, it seems like they were going to put it on everyone else and screw whoever was buying into this.
It's the second time I've ever heard of who they were. The first time was when Logan says, I want to put it on this platform and I want to do this.
That was like Italy time frame?
Yeah, so you know, you are right, okay? I did not get paid by Logan the 3.5, okay? That is a fact. I don't know.
I mean, I could tell that because I heard it from elsewhere, but also just the fact that the way that you would word things about the transaction, it never.
Yeah, but I'm only doing it. Yeah. I'm only doing it for them because Logan, you know, dude, they were supposed to pay me. He was supposed to pay me. It was 100% a deal.
So was it going to be Logan paying you, or was it like the platform was going to pay you?
No, originally, no platform existed, okay? And it was just me and Logan. That's the only thing that I knew about. Like, it was me and him. We were doing a deal. He was paying me $3.5 million. And then when it came down to time to, like, finalize the deal, a curveball got thrown. He was like, hey, I would rather put it on here. So as he's telling me, in my mind, I'm thinking, you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you do with it. As long as I'm paying, you pay me the money.
All right, so there you have it. The $3.5 million sale was fake. And again, we have the Pokaju, who was supposed to work for Liquid Marketplace. He was all tied up. He was buddy with our boy Ryan, and they had to kind of give him the kick. They brought him in with the fake case to bring a booster box to make sure that it was real. And again, they're going to open it up with Steve Hart, who authenticated it, who apparently, according to people that are local to the area, got a motorcycle, but he didn't. He said he was afraid of motorcycles, but his brother just got a motorcycle. According to the source that I had called the dealership, the Hurley dealership, asking for the same one that a Mr. Hart purchased in recent times. So we have the Canadian guy, who I don't know whether or not he was in on it to begin with, or he created the case, and then these guys were like, oh yeah, let's do it, let's get the case, and we'll make it super authentic, we'll bring it to BBCE, he'll take the payout. He's claiming that he got cash. I don't know, maybe the motorcycle happened, maybe it didn't. It would be a cooler story if the motorcycle is a real aspect. But again, we got the J Boys, and then we're gonna go back and we're gonna blame it on Jacob. Now Jacob won't talk about it, I mean, it's kind of self-incriminating if he doesn't become, if he's like, yeah, we did it. And I was hoping that maybe Jacob would do that. Maybe he will someday. But essentially, they sold it for $2.7 million. I don't know if this transaction ever happened. I don't know if that's a real thing. I don't know if these guys got paid out to some extent and held on to it, and that's why they're mad at Jacob. I don't know exactly what's going on here. Mealy Pops was pissed off and very defensive for no reason. But again, it's just a giant mess, and I think they were all in on it. Whether or not this guy was in on it, they were going to split it 3 ways. Go back and watch those videos if you need to look at that. We had the shout out from CoffeeZilla, who was, I guess, sick and tired of covering Logan Paul incidents, the Crypto Zoo stuff, the Dinkdoid stuff, all of that stuff. And he gave us a nice little shout out that we included in that video. Then we have, I guess, the spending. We have vacations, a lot of the vacations, a lot of the jets that the boys were on. We have the fake case traveling with the boys. We got Ryan's kneecap right here with the ball hat on it. You gotta have the fancy ball cap. You got the Pokaju, who, again, they were like, we're mad at the Pokaju. We're so mad at him. He screwed us. I can't believe he would tell us it was real and all this other stuff. None of that made sense. None of the fact that he was communicating and he couldn't identify these fake boxes, where I saw pictures eventually. We showed pictures eventually where there was like a dildo on a nightstand along with these fake cases. We had the one box that was not the right box that was next to them. Like, none of it looked real. This guy, he opens vintage product all the time, and there's no way he was looking at this stuff. Apparently he was on a phone call where he saw a video of this stuff. There's no way he gave it the go-ahead. Involved with Liquid Marketplace. So again, if they were all pushing it through and they wanted to lend some extra credibility to it, and they were all so certain that it was gonna, we're gonna wrap it with a baseball player wrap, we're gonna make it super official plus, we'll throw it in a vault, no one will ever get to open it, don't worry about it, we're gonna make a bunch of money. are you in? And probably are. Again, we look at this photo here. We got the Pokaju, who they were supposedly going to be mad at this point in time, but then they were like out partying with them, hanging out, and they had to still pretend to me, I guess, that they were, again, in my opinion, they were pretending that they were mad at them, but they were bringing them out to hang out at the old club. So we have Liquid Marketplace. We have Liquid Marketplace co-founder, apparently. Liquid Marketplace. This is a man from earlier, Liquid Marketplace. And this is Shine's dude that he hangs out with, or bodyguard, or Doodle Reno. And then we have BBCE, the guy that authenticated the box. And now he's going to open this thing up and pretend that they got duped, in my opinion. Next. So here's where it gets a little dicey, where we have a little dice action in the form of tokens. So Shine told me on the phone that he had never used the platform. He never opened the platform. He never traded on the platform. But somehow he has all this XP. What is that? 3,712,500 XP. Now, not only is that suspicious, but the fact that all of these big accounts, all these big ones like the 99 originals, all of this stuff here, to get XP, you're supposed to be trading on the platform, buying, selling tokens, whatever you got to do, buying, selling tokens for certain items. So the fact that these have like several zeros on all of these big boy accounts leads me to believe that these are not real, because you receive like this one looks pretty, well, other than like the sixes all over the place. This one looks pretty real because you can receive like 3 tokens at a time. So to have all these even numbers with 3, 4 zeros on the end of them, it looks like they were just parking tokens and just like making a leaderboard to make a leaderboard. It looks like it was a lazy attempt to fake a leaderboard and fake that these people were making transactions on the platform. Again, regardless of that, when you have employees that are doing these transactions and can see stuff on the back end of things, or be advised on what's going on the back end of things, or own items on the platform, it gets real dicey to begin with, even if it was legitimate beyond what it is here. And I don't think any of it was to any extent. We got the Porsche in the background there, but we have even more of that stuff going on. So we can do a little update here on Trophy Girl number 2. Again, we got the Porsche here, the Porsche, depending on what part of the world you're from. Very, very expensive car. Pretty wild stuff. And again, this is a guy that was selling a booster box because the company could need it. This is a company that got rid of all their employees. This is a company that owes people a lot of money. And where are they getting this? Welcome to New York City. We got Japan trips. We got expensive jewelry. There's a ring that was shown here at some point in time. It's probably within one of the pictures. But again, it's just like, it's traveling, expensive cars, like constant traveling, constant expensive cars, expensive. That has got to be one expensive woman. I can only imagine. So that's what we're dealing with here today. And all leading back to the fact that we kind of knew this was going to happen. They got to get their items back out of there somehow, right? So if they set it up from the beginning, like we called, they can just kind of buy back their items at a fraction of what they were worth, make a bunch of money. Maybe they didn't make that much money. I mean, other than the investor money, like the investor money is, I think, where the Trophy Girl vacations and sports cars and stuff like that is coming from. But in terms of this stuff, in terms of getting their items out, look at the lack of transparency on this. Buyout offer of value. What the fuck does that mean? Anyway, guys, wish I was wrong about this. I wish that people didn't get boned, but we got a lot of people who got boned. Be very careful with this stuff in the future. I really hope that people are able to get any of their money back, if not all of their money back. And I hope law enforcement. This is another one of those examples. We have a few of them on the channel here where this is like this is FBI level stuff, and that's where they're gonna have to step in, because this is probably millions of dollars on this alone. I'm not sure exactly how much money went into in terms of investments, but I know there were some big investors who are not getting their money back, and they're just kind of watching Ryan spend it on ridiculous shit. So take care, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and if there's any updates on this or anything else, I will make sure to let you know. Stay tuned. Join the Discord. See you next time. Bye.